So hello there, welcome to Damien's Trains and Travels and welcome to the review. This is a review on Bachmann Salty. And if you watch my videos over the years, so it'll be 10 years ago now, I've actually had this model of Salty for 11 years, but 10 years ago I started doing reviews on my model railway items in the Bachmann Hornby range. And when I did them, I did a joint review on Salty and Mavis together. Back then, I was sort of new to doing reviews. I mean, I do my reviews on what I think of the models. I might not cover some of the technical details that other reviews do, but, I do my own sort of thing, really, when I do my reviews. Obviously, some of the characters that I did joint reviews on, I decided to do ones of them individually. So I decided to do this one of Salty by himself. And Salty was first introduced in Series 6, along with Elizabeth and Harvey the Crane Engine, and also Jack and the Pack. And Salty, out of all of them, I wouldn't say he was my most favourite, but he was one that I liked. And he is deep. Obviously, when you compare obviously steam engines and diesel engines, I'd say he was one of my favourite diesels, and so was Daisy and Rusty. And from what I remember in that video, I don't know if I did or not, what I said word for word. Obviously, I mentioned they weren't my favourite. I remember that. I don't know if I said about if I wanted Bachmann to make them, but I hoped that they would. And obviously now Bachmann has made their own models of Rusty and Daisy, which I'm delighted about. So they were two of my favourite diesels as well. And obviously I quite like Diesel as well himself. He was the first diesel engine on Sodor. But as you know, they've made lots of merchandise on him. The Diesel I quite liked, and Diesel D7101, D199, and Diesel D261 and Diesel D7101, also known as Class 40 and Bear. They did both come out in the Hornby range, and I've done a review on them before as well, both together and individually. And Boko was a diesel I quite liked, and I would have loved it if Bachmann made him, so unfortunately they haven't. Who knows, maybe one day they will, but the way the show's sort of going, I can't see that happening. And obviously I'm talking about the way the show's going. Salty did come back to that as well. So in my opinion, since he's sort of first appeared, Salty has become a regular character. So he's, like I say, he's now in the new version, the 3D animated version. And he's also he was absent in a little while for the CGI series, but he came back. And like I said, since he first appeared, he's been in the model series pretty much all the time. He's not really been absent at all that much. And Salty, as you know, loved being by the sea. In his first episode, he had to go and work in the quarry, but then later he went on to work at the docks, and he always makes me laugh. So he tells obviously lots of tales about the sea, some of them probably made up. Sort of reminds me of Albert in Only Fools and Horses in a way, really. But anyway, he obviously didn't mind when he got covered in fish that time, and it also made me laugh at the end of the episode, considering how scruffy he looks. He seemed to be enjoying having a wash down as well, though he's probably in need of a new coat of paint as well, I dare say. Obviously talking about that, this model of Salty is immaculate. It's not weathered at all. His paintwork is immaculate, so he's not got any weathering on it. And to be honest with you, I'm not that keen on weathering myself, so I'm quite glad they've left him that way, if I'm really honest. And I think one of my favourite stories with Salty was Salty's Stormy Tale in Series 7, which was the series after he was introduced. So he was introduced in Series 6. Though I probably like that episode as much because Fergus was in it, and Fergus was one of my favourite characters. So like I said earlier, obviously I mentioned about Daisy and Rusty, and they ended up coming out in Bachmann, and Daisy ended up coming back to the show in the CGI series after that, and I had lots of people commenting on that video saying, Daisy come back sort of thing. And obviously if you look at the date of when I uploaded that video to when the trailer came out, when Sodor's Legend of the Treasure came out and all the news about Daisy coming back came out, obviously I didn't know she was going to come back, and it was the same word in a review about Donald Douglas. I mentioned they'd been absent for a while, which they had, and they ended up coming back into the show as well, which I never expected. And also, if you watch my Wooden Railway video, I mentioned about the fact they didn't make Oliver the Excavator in the Wooden range, and then after that they did, and he came back to the CGI series as well, which, I am planned, I guess, really. Some of my videos, when you look at it, it's a bit like, obviously, if you watch The Simpsons, a lot of things that have been said in The Simpsons over the years have come true in real life as well, which is a bit strange. And that sort of happened on my channel as well. Things that I've said have suddenly, happened. It could just be down to fate and luck as well, to be honest with you. Number of things. And also 10 years ago this year, I took Salty, because I got him in September 2013, and then June 2014, so 10 years ago, I took him to a model railway show. And the man in the green shirt you see, David Eaton, unfortunately 2 years ago now, he passed away. But I used to meet up with him a lot, and he lived over in Rushden. I used to go around to his place a lot and do model shows and help him out at model shows as well, until unfortunately his health declined. He was a lovely guy, and this model show we was doing, it was inside a church on Park Road in Rushden, the Methodist church. And there was a cake stall, and as a joke, I put a cake on one of the trucks and filmed it. And I sort of hoped that it might go viral, but unfortunately it didn't. And obviously when I first started YouTube, I guess I was quite keen. I wanted to get loads of views and that. I suppose in a way now I still do, but now I just make my videos because I enjoy them. I don't try and be famous. Obviously if people watch them, people like them, that's great. And, if it does go viral, then that's great as well. But I filmed Salty pulling the cake, and I think it's fair to say that Thomas's friends have had quite a few unusual deliveries over the years on the island of Sodor as well. Obviously, Salty has in this video of mine as well. As I said, I'd hoped that video of Salty pulling cake would go viral. Obviously, it didn't. But there's a guy called Ron Fugelseth, I think that's how his last name's pronounced, did a video called A Toy Train Space, which featured a wooden railway Stanley going up to space. And there's been several merchandise based upon this. And I did a review on the Take and Play one they did at the time. And Ron actually commented on my video and said, "Thank you, Dane, for doing a review on our toy." Which is quite a privilege. So, it's nice that he spoke to me and contacted me. Like I said, I do hope sometimes my videos do go viral. But, at the end of the day, I do videos because I enjoy doing them, and then hopefully that comes across as well. Obviously, I always say to people, if you're not that passionate about making a video and you're only thinking about doing it to become famous or whatever, don't do it, basically. Do it because you enjoy it, and that will come across to the audience. And again, I think they've captured Salty really well, so like the colours and that. Salty was the first character in Bachmann to actually be discontinued, which surprised me, because he is, in my opinion, since he was first introduced, he's become a very popular character. He's pretty much appeared all the time, so I don't know why they discontinued him, but they did bring him back. And as you can see, you've got the new version and the old version in this photo here, and there's a slight difference in the paintwork. I think I prefer the one I've got personally, and that. But yeah, I think they've captured Salty's face well, like it was in the TV series, and also Salty's windows around his cab, they're painted silver. And again, some of his other models that they've made, like the Ertl and other ranges, the windows are painted black, and I think they'd look better if they were painted in black on this one as well. And also in the new series, the windows become black as well, and again, he's actually quite heavily weathered in that as well, but like I said, this model of him isn't. But I still think it's a good model of Salty nevertheless, and Hornby never even made a model of Salty. Like I say, only Bachmann has. And, I think they've captured him very well to what he looks like in the TV series. And he does run really nice as well, as you can see here.
estimate of about 11 constantly.
I count myself as quite lucky as well, because when I got this model of Salty, I think I paid £40 for him. And now, from what I've seen on the internet, he's a lot more money now as well. Like to say, the price of everything's gone up recently, and I mean, I've not done many reviews on model railway stuff this year or recently because I'm now a homeowner, and I remember saying in some of my other model videos that eventually, when I got my house, I would build a model railway layout, and I do still, obviously now I've got my own house, and I do intend to build a model railway layout, but the house itself needs doing up, and there's more important things that need paying for. So, you know, once that's done, I will hopefully be building the model railway layout and doing more running sessions and things like that, and more reviews and buying more as well. Within reason. Obviously, I say, it has become a very, very expensive hobby. As you know, model railways, everything's quite expensive and going up at the minute. Obviously, you know, I'm not here to talk about the economic climate, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. And as you know, in the UK, we use Freddos to measure the price of inflation as well. But like I said, I do think it's a very good model of Salty, and I'd happily give him a 10 out of 10 because I think they have done a great job on him as well. And like I said, hopefully I'll be doing more running sessions in the future and that as well. So I'm not really buying much model railway stuff at the minute, just because of personal reasons like and that, and obviously doing the house and things like that as well. But I intend to soon. So until next time, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.